Okay, everybody, welcome back. This is day 11 of the 100-hour inspection and maintenance on my flight training device. And today we're going to be looking at the dash support bulkheads and the dash panels, which is quite a big list here. So we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. First item on the list is checking the dash bulkheads, the main bulkheads. That's these right here, this whole unit. So this actually used to be the only thing that supported this main display right here. It's a 24-inch RCA. It weighs about 2 pounds. Meanwhile, these 32-inchers, they weigh about 10, 15 pounds each. That's why I had to build that cage. Just check to make sure this is all still good and straight, because it does do a job still. So that looks good. It's nice and tight. That's nice and tight. Check down in here. Those look good. It doesn't look like they're going anywhere. Alright. So that looks good. Now we're going to check out the glare shield. This is the third glare shield that I made. It fits in the dash face with some slots and tabs. As you can see, they sort of came out right there when I took the cowling off, so I have to put those back in there. It's kind of a pain to get them in there, but I scored the back of them here so that they move. The glare shield can actually tilt up to join properly with the cowling back here. And look at the top here, and you can see it's pretty dusty. I'll take a clean, dry cloth and dust that off before I continue. So there we go. I got it all fitted back up in there. As you can see, it fits flush with the face of the dash. It's made out of cardboard, and it's covered with some black poster board that is spray glued onto there, and then finished with some trim of black Gorilla Tape, which looks really, really cool, actually. Moving on the list here, with the dash panels, we're supposed to inspect the upper panel for damage, wear, and proper alignment. Inspect the yoke control rod lower trim pieces are secure, and ensure mounting hardware is secure. Inspecting the dash for damage, wear, and proper alignment. So I'm looking here just to check it out, see if there's any kind of damage or anything on it. And, you know, there's oil spots, grease spots, and the lower trim pieces right here. There's just a little piece of square right here. As you can see, that lubricant oil has dripped down and soaked into the poster board. Same on this side. To check out the pedestal lighting shroud is just made out of poster board. Look underneath here. You can see the LED lights there that I pulled out of an infrared fireplace that was broken, and I just glued it to some cardboard up in there. I would opt next time to mount it using Velcro. That way I could take it out if I needed to. So right now I kind of have to use a hairdryer to melt the glue, the hot glue, to take it out of there if I needed to. Checking out the mounting hardware, there are 2 screws, one right here, it's a wood screw, and one right here. And those are basically the only things that secure the face of this to the platform, other than the trim rings and the backing plates. So the screws here go through the dash into the backing plates. To get the dash off, take these screws out, remove the collars on both sides, remove these 2 screws under here, and then the entire thing lifts straight up. It's like those are secure. I don't think that these are long enough, because it is going into the long edge of particle board. It's not even plywood. Upgrading to plywood, it would be more sturdy, but these really aren't all that great. But they do the trick. As you can see, the dash doesn't move when you press on it. The other mounting points, this just rests on here. It moves around a little bit, but it's not a big deal. And then we've got the bulkhead here that secures the front of the dash so that it can't move back and forth. Same with this side. We've got a little leg here, and that's a little stiffer. We've got the bulkhead, so that's not moving, and you can't move this back and forth. This is nice and tight on there. On the checklist, it says the next items for the following procedures: start simulator and power up buses as prescribed or as necessary to complete the procedure. Next, I need to power up the computers and the monitors. So let's just start right here with this one. Turn on the network switch, auxiliary circuit board. Then we need to make sure all the lights are green, and they are not. So this one has a problem. Here we go. Here we are getting the simulator software started. X-Plane 9.7. You could consider this an antique, and it's the home use version, not approved for commercial use. We'll go ahead and get our ground station going. This is a Windows XP machine. I've had it for about 20 years now, and it's gone through multiple repairs. Goes through this Tascam Fire 1. This is about 14, 15 years old. It works great. So the audio comes out of this computer, goes into here, comes back out with a cable on the floor. And it plugs in to a Y connector. One goes there. The other one goes to the intercom. So this computer handles all the intercom, and it handles the automated weather reports. So those go through the intercom, and the rest of the simulated air traffic control from liveatc.net goes through here. Now that the simulator is started up, I need to put this panels back in here. And I fix that so it's no longer loose. Looks good. Okay, let's go ahead and get our tablet configured here. Let's go ahead and configure the rudder pedals. So we go to joystick and equipment, and here's all our stuff here. And now let's check the rudder pedals. Okay, so the top one is the right toe brake, and as you can see, it's all the way to the top there. And it doesn't move. We can go and reverse it, and it still doesn't move. Everything else works except for that. The reason for that is the way that I mounted the potentiometer to the pedal in the frame is actually backwards from how they had it. The solution to this is to make that potentiometer at the right orientation when it starts up so it recognizes it. And how I do that is by placing a block of wood under the right rudder pedal. So here's my block of wood, and I just put it under the rudder pedal. Now I have two choices here. I can either disconnect the USB, or I can turn off the little switch here. Turn off the little switch. Got a red light. Turn on the little switch. Take the block out. Now you can see that that green line on the right toe brake at the very top is no longer all the way to the edge. Now if I actuate the toe brake for the right, you can see that it works. Might as well check the yoke controls while we're here. It works really well. Okay, we're just going to do a visual inspection really quick of all the panels and just make sure that the mounting hardware is secure. So that looks good. Check the switch panels, checking all the little bolts on there. So that one's loose. Right there you can see that the switch, you can see that that switch is actually loose there. Alright, so that one needs to be tightened up. The starter button, that works really nice. And I already know that this is secure because I've checked this out. Look at the flaps handle here. The handle's secure. Alright, that works. Buttons are secure. For the 12-volt fans, let's turn them on. That one works on the pilot side. The co-pilot side. And that one works as well. So that's good. And we'll check the bus panel here. Oh, it would have been better to use a heavier paper for this, which this was kind of a prototype. I just wanted to see if it would work. And since it does, I'll likely replace those. This is the circuit breakers, is what I call them, the bus 1, bus 2, avionics, and avionics 2. And that sits in there nice and tight. Everything looks good. I want to test all these panels. And the best way to do that is to just start everything up and get it running. Get out our handy dandy checklist here and go through that to get everything started up. So the pre-flight, we looked at the hubs and everything. Parking brake is set. So the parking brake's set there. We're not going to worry about the weather report because we're not doing a pre-flight to take off. So it wants us to turn on all the circuit breakers. So as each one turns on, I'm going to check the panel's self-test to make sure that it works, everything works. Try it one more time. There's the trim, chronometer, everything. Let's make sure that the barrel and, yep, the barrel works, and the stall horn light, stall warning light, and the multifunction display. Second one here fires up the radio. Alright, everything looks good there. And the last one here starts up the nav panel, autopilot, flight director, and the wet compass. We'll go ahead and turn the tablet back on. And master switch on. Check the light dimmers. Alright, all those seem to work well. Just go ahead and turn the lights back up here.